right, we want to talk a little bit more about the officiating at this World Cup. But the reason, obviously, we want to is because of everything that Colombia got away with. So, just for therapeutic reasons, before we talk about what the officials could have done differently, how filthy was that Colombian team? Absolutely vile. I went into that game yesterday. Colombia was my favourite team in the 2014 World Cup in the latter stages. It's very sad they went out to Brazil. I like James Rodriguez, no problem with him. I sort of thought, okay, if Colombia beat us today, they'll probably be my favourite team for the rest of the tournament. I'll support them if we don't beat them. By 60 minutes, I was wanting to demolish them, not just because I'm an England fan, but because they were absolutely disgusting. Like on that the penalty, first of all, the surrounding the referee was completely out of order. But then it was almost Bond villain-esque, trying to dig in your heels to the penalty spot to make a divot while four other guys are distracting the referee. Or like WWE, it was like something, where one guy distracts the ref while the other guy is cheating. It was just absolutely horrendous. Then you got the coach whose shoulder barges Sterling as he runs off for half time. Tom, what did you think of this Colombian team?
I think it should be a national embarrassment with the way that the penalty spot that they were trying to dig it out in. But I think footballing culture in South America is viewed entirely differently, in terms of getting these little advantages by tricking the referee and deceiving, that sort of thing. And those sort of things are applauded and instilled in players. And I think we're becoming a lot better at it in terms of Henderson doing little niggles back and Lingard getting himself in, trying to get fouls and that sort of thing. But I think they went completely over the top by surrounding the referee. I think the referee is culpable for some of that. He should just be booking them left, right and centre if they are surrounding things. So it is a bit of a joke.
It's like the referee was prepared to have a debate for at least 5 minutes on every decision. It should be like, nope, you got 5 seconds to stop talking to me or I'll yellow card you. And it wasn't like that at all. The other thing, Dan, VAR, we'll talk about it more generally in a second, but specifically on the headbutt incident with Jordan Henderson, I don't get. Again, it's much like the rugby tackle on Kane with Tunisia. I don't get it. I don't get that one. Actually, in hindsight, I was angry about the rugby tackle. I still think it was a penalty, but you look back at it and you can see, arguably, that there's an England foul going on as well. So you can see possibly there's a rationale for that. But when what happened to Henderson with that headbutt, first in the chest, then deliberately up into his chin, if VAR is not there to catch that, then what's it there for?
Well, that's what it is there for. The referee last night was woefully underprepared. He's an MLS referee, and he lost control of that game within 20 minutes. But VAR doesn't allow the ref to defer the decision to the guys in the room. Well, those guys are there to tell him to go to the side of the pitch and to review his own decision. And he didn't do that on that decision. He just went into his earpiece and then booked them. And whereas he should have gone to the side of the pitch and then made his own decision. If he'd have done that and still chose to only book him, because apparently if you headbutt in the chest now, it's only a booking. I think that's what the commentators
Zidane
were saying. So Zidane wouldn't have been sent off. So that doesn't really make sense. But if he'd have gone and reviewed it himself and then given him a booking, you'd be like, okay, fair enough. It's his own decision and it's a subjective decision and it's wrong.
Is that him or is that the VAR? Because my understanding is the VAR guys advise him whether he should go and review. So what I'm assuming happened is they said, it's not worth going for a look.
Maybe, I don't know. But my understanding was that VAR was that it's still the ref's decision. They just tell him to go and do it.
Yeah.
But they have started to defer because people were complaining in the first round that it was taking too long. Right. So in the second round, they've started to actually just go to their earpiece. Either way, Colombia, cheating bunch of, and deserved everything they got.
Yeah, I hate to be a bad winner. We're not used to being winners, good or bad. But goodness me.
But by all accounts, they think they're robbed. They're putting together a list of sort of things that they think the referee did in our favour. So I think another country did that as well recently. I can't remember who that was, but so that, they genuinely feel aggrieved in the way that we do with the ref's performance, which I find absolutely laughable.
I mean, I don't know. Is this just that we're biased England fans? I don't know, but I was genuinely disgusted. Anyway, before we go, because we are almost out of time on the segment, Tom, but more broadly, there hasn't been that. I don't know how many red cards there have been in this tournament, but not very many. And you do get, you do sometimes, you watch, not just in the England games, but you're watching some of these games and you're sort of thinking, what does it take to get a red card in this tournament? I don't know whether that's VAR's fault, whether it's some of these rule changes' fault, but it seems like players are getting away with a lot that they wouldn't have got away with in previous international tournaments.
I think there's been like 3 red cards or 3 or 4.
But that's not very many. There's been, 48 games? More than that now.
Well, there was something like 8 Colombian bookings yesterday. I think, again, they are very clever in terms of like spreading out or distributing like bookings and that thing and taking charge of whose turn it is to like write up the referee and that sort of thing. But I think the referee needs to take charge. Again, I know the MLS is a decent standard of football, but I think that in terms of the referee, his exposure to refereeing a match of that magnitude, I think he was totally inequipped and not up for the job.
What do you think about the standard of the refereeing in this World Cup? Not just, first of all, in the England and Colombia game specifically, but more broadly as well. Do you think there is something wrong with the balance about how referees are doing this in terms of what goes to VAR, what counts as a red card, what doesn't? Let us know your thoughts on how the disciplinary procedures are going in this World Cup in the comments below after what was a pretty ill-tempered England-Colombia game in the second round.